Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Just want to have a little bit of an update with you on some of the things that are growing, and in this particular video I'm going to be talking about the peas and beans. So these are the Kelvin Wonder peas that you saw us sow in a previous video into a section of guttering, and I pre-soaked these peas and allowed the shoot to develop on the little pea seed, and this has resulted in nice even germination of these Kelvin Wonder peas in this little gutter section. So that's really nice, and those Kelvin Wonder peas are coming along really well. And over the back I've got some alderman peas that I'm going to be growing again this year. So there's some alderman coming through in that bit of section of gutter at the back there, and there's also some that are poking through in this gutter section in the middle. So there's some alderman peas at the back for growing up a frame, and there's also some Kelvin Wonder here for also growing up a frame when it's time to plant them out. I've also got some that were the first sowing, and some are sowed at home and some are sowed down at the allotment here, and the ones at home were a little bit ahead of the game than these ones right here, so they've been planted out first. But these ones, which were also a first sowing, have come along quite nicely now, and they've got to a nice size, and the tendrils are on there ready to latch on to the framework that I'm going to supply for them to grow up today. And if we just look at the bottom, the roots are just coming out the bottom there, so it's time to move them on and let those roots keep on venturing. So these are going to be moved on today, and I had them outside in the rabbit hutch hardening off in a previous video, and they've been exposed to the outside for a good number of days when I've been here. So these will be ready for planting out today. So out there gonna go. And another sowing of Kelvin Wonder peas that I made are coming on under here, and these are behind in terms of the ones I've just showed you that are going out today, but these ones are slowly coming on in these pots right here. And I really love growing peas, one of my favourite vegetables, so I've got plenty to be going on with. So there's some Kelvin Wonder there which are at the same stage as these ones that are going to grow up a frame, and some I'm going to do up some teepees or wigwams and just mix it up a bit. But there's some nice peas developing, and there's the alderman, the Kelvin Wonder, and that's where they're at today. I'd also like to show you the broad beans, and I've brought them down to the allotment now, and I've allowed them to just carry on growing outside, and I've had them outside in the rabbit hutch to keep the pigeons away. And if we just look at this broad bean right here, you'll be able to see at the top that there's signs of the first flowers just about to come. So planting time is also now appropriate for these, now that I see flowers on the way. And I did start them off in little 3-inch pots after soaking them to develop that first shoot, just like the peas. And then in the month of February these were put into 3-inch pots, and then when the roots had just poked out the bottom of the 3-inch pots, they went into these large pots and were put straight outside and allowed to grow on throughout late February and early March. And they've already been hardened off, so there's no risk involved when it comes to planting out. They've grew to this stage in the pots that you see them in right now throughout the frosts of the night and a few hail showers and some very cold temperatures. But these Aqua Dulce Claudia broad beans are doing really nice. So that's them there, and I'm gonna get these in and they can grow on and do their thing and allow those roots to keep on developing and the plants to grow on and send out their tillers and give us some nice broad beans. So that's them today, folks, me Aqua Dulce Claudia beans. And I'd also like to finish the video by showing you the peas that I've already planted out, and these I've been given a bit of protective cropping at the young stage for an early planting from early sowings. And there's me peas in there, and we've had some windy days over the last few days, so I have reinforced this protective cropping right with some canes and this little bit of metalwork. But I'll just quickly remove these canes right here so you can have a better look at me peas underneath. So just move them canes out of the way like so, and I'll just remove a little bit of this metalwork from the front, and there you can see the peas underneath, looking nice and happy. And if we look really close, you'll see that the tendrils are starting to latch on, and the peas underneath are growing away nice. So that's really encouraging, and it's nice to see the peas are starting to do their thing and they're growing under there. So there's some early plantings of peas coming on, which is really nice. And now it's a case of building a wigwam, and I'll get me next lot of peas planted out to grow on just like these ones. I've got to do a few bits and pieces, folks, but the peas and beans are looking alright, and the protective cropping is working. No disturbance from any mice, which is also really nice. The tendrils are starting to latch on and they're getting there. Speak to you again on the next one, everyone. Have a great day.